My husband of 10 years left me with our 4 children to suffer the moment he made money. He decided to follow side chick. And right now, he needs my help to survive. Story time. I got married to my husband 10 years ago. And when we got married, we don't have anything. He can't even boast of 10,000 naira in his name. Our marriage celebration was we were able to do it with the help of family members and friends. So but because we love ourselves, we told ourselves that we are going to grow together. So we started hustling. Then I was selling fruit along the roadside, and he was doing menial jobs. He was doing anything that he can do, for us to survive. And as God may have it, when we got married, we started bearing children immediately. And during that period that we are bearing children, because we don't have any tangible thing to do, tangible thing doing, during that period that I usually gave birth to children, I suffer a lot because he can't even feed me very well. I was suffering to breastfeed my baby. As in, I suffered because during that period, I cannot be doing my business. And because we are only depending on what he brought home, I was suffering. I can't even feed well. If you look at me, you will know that I am not feeding well. So and while we are doing it, I was doing it with all happiness, hoping that one day we will grow. So when I gave birth to my last child, my husband was still hustling. After, at least I stayed just 2 months after giving birth, I started doing my business again, because I cannot stay inside while we are hungry. The children are hungry. So, and I was even making more money from my fruit business, more than what he usually brings home. But I wasn't complaining. I told myself that one day we will grow and pass all that level. So, and that is how we continued though. Until one day I met a man who came to buy fruit from me. And this man asked me if I have anyone who can supply this bamboo, this achara that they use to build house. And I know that my husband can do it. I told the man that that I know someone that can do it for him. That was how I contacted my husband. And my husband said he was going to do it. And luckily for us, this man needed it in a very large quantity, you know and they are building company. So it wasn't just one building or two or three. So my husband was supplying that bamboo from there. And from supplying that bamboo, we were able to make huge amount of money, the kind of money that we have not seen in our life before. So that was how I told my husband that we are not going to misuse this money, that we are going to start up something. At first, I told my husband to, find a shop for me. Let me start selling provision store, and I'll be joining it with this fruit. My husband said no, that he want to invest the money. I said okay, because I believe that we are still working towards the same goal. That was how my husband collected all the money that we made from that business, because he supplied huge amount to the company. So he started using it to do business. He started doing that business, and as God may have it, the business was booming. And when he started that business newly, I told him that I will be taking care of the feeding, so that we will not depend on that business, so that the business will be able to survive. And that was how we started doing it. And because God is with us and every day we pray together, we live happily, that business was booming. Before you know it, my husband started making so much money, to the point that he even buy a car from that business. But at first I told him that it is better that we uh, kind of look for a land to buy rather than buying the car. He told me that he needs the car for that business, and who am I to say no? So I also wanted the car, because we have children as well. So we bought a car, and before you know it, my husband was able to buy land, the first one. Before you know it, he bought another one, and that first one that he bought, he later sold it out and used it to build the second, to develop the second one. We built a house there. That was how we started growing. And each time I'll be telling my husband, please let me change this my business, let me do something more lucrative. My husband will tell me, don't worry, I will take care of you, just be managing it. you know at some point my husband started changing. When he started changing, I was surprised because I never believed that my husband could look at another woman out there. So at first, he started making some suspicious call and all of that. And when I noticed it, I told my husband that if you continue like this, maybe we'll go back to that stage that we used to be when we had nothing to eat, when you cannot even boast of 5 million naira, 1 million naira in your account. My husband told me, no, that is then. So, and when it got to the point that my husband will go out, sometimes he will not come back in days. And when I make inquiries, or I'll find out that it's all because of a woman. This thing started hurting me. I called my husband. There is no how I did not beg my husband to please remember the past days. My husband told me that he have find out that he cannot continue to eat one soup like that. I was shocked. So I am now one soup. That is what he told me. He said, yes, a man is polygamous in nature. I asked him, why is it that you're not polygamous in nature, that during that time that we don't have anything? He told me to my face that it is because he doesn't have what it takes then. I told him, so you were a lawyer because you don't have money then? He just left me and go. I called his people. I told them, look at what my husband is turning into. My mother-in-law told me to my face that I don't have the right to control her son. And then my husband was giving them enough money. So even if you have problem, I will call them. They will side their son. This thing continued to the point that my husband and one lady, they left us. As a matter of fact, he stopped coming back to the house. And there was money that I borrowed then, that time that we don't have anything. I borrowed that money to support his business because I noticed that the business was doing well. So I borrowed money to add to that one that we made in that. So I even begged him to pay that money that I borrowed from one of my friends then. He refused. I was the one that was paying for that debt. I paid from beginning till the end. My husband did not contribute even shishi. And I was doing it. I was feeding the children. I was paying their school fees. When he finally left us, so he no longer cares whether we eat or not. I called his mother. I called his siblings. I told them that, look at that, for over 6 months now, that my husband have not come home. He no longer asks about us. He doesn't care about us. And when I made my inquiries, I found out that he is living there with another woman. My mother-in-law told me that let this be the first and last I will call them to complain about my husband, that my husband is a grown man, that he knows what he wants. I said, okay, I stopped disturbing them. 1 year later, they called me on phone and told me that my husband has been hospitalized and the situation is worse, that it was a kidney problem, and I should try and see if my kidney matches with his own so that I will donate one for him. That after all, no matter what happened, that he is still my husband. I did not even waste 1 minute to tell them that it is over my thigh body will I do such a thing, that I would rather donate it to an outsider than their useless son. I cut the phone on them. And ever since then, there is no kind of bad name that these people have not been sending to me through text message, that you are the worst wife ever. You are the reason I brought. There is nothing that they did not tell me. My question is, if you find yourself in my situation, are you going to donate your kidney to such a useless man? Please tell us under the comment section and share this video. Thanks for watching.